I big chopped in May of 2020.
Babe, I'm about to do it, okay?
Do it.
Lord help me. Okay, Father, we didn't pray. Oh my gosh, okay. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I had had a perm for a while, but my hair just didn't have any life anymore. It was breaking off like crazy, no volume, and I just got tired of that. And I remember how my hair was when it was natural, it was full, thick, and I just missed that. So I knew I didn't want to transition again, so I just decided to big chop. And I remember because it was during the quarantine, and it's like, you know, you're not really seeing nobody anyway, so I'm just gonna go for it. Now obviously there were some drawbacks that I knew that I would have to deal with. The main one being the time that I put into my hair, but I just had decided that that took more precedence over what I was experiencing with my hair being relaxed, the convenience of it being relaxed. When I first cut it, I just remember feeling so free. It was funny because my son is the one that was like, "Mommy, I don't like your hair." I'm like, oh. I was like, give it some time, baby. You'll like it. So of course, it took some time getting used to it. I had cut my hair off years before, but I was relaxed. So this time around, with having to find new products that worked with my natural hair, that was a journey. And then of course, it took some time to get used to styling my hair. My hair was probably about an inch long. Yeah, it might have even been shorter than that, and I'll make sure I drop some pictures in there, but it was definitely really short. So just trying to grip my hair was a task, and a lot of times it would take about 2 hours to style my hair just alone, because I really took my time. I didn't have the type of hair where I could just wash it and then just throw some product in it, go like this, you know, and that be that. No, I had to take each part section by section and curl it because of the look that I wanted. Now, if that isn't, you know, that doesn't matter to you, then you can do that. But just with my texture and then my preference and my level of comfort with how I want to leave the house, I did take my time with that. And like I said, I did it during quarantine, so it wasn't like I was going a lot of places, but I wanted like to still look presentable for my husband and everything, and I wanted to like it. I was washing and conditioning my hair every week. I would detangle, wash my hair, and then deep condition it for about a half hour or so, sometimes overnight. And then I would take the time to finger coil it. That was my go-to style, and it worked out for probably about the first 4 to 6 months. And as it grew out, it just really started popping even more, and I was really liking it. So as it started to get longer, you know, obviously there was more time involved that it took for me to coil it, and I was working at the time, and I just wanted something that was a little more, it just didn't take as long to do, and that I could keep in maybe a little bit longer than just a week. So that's when Crochet stepped into my life. Actually, one of the first girls that I found on YouTube and I really liked how her hair looked was Living Fearless, and she had like the natural looking hair, wavy, and she had a lot of different looks. It was some curly, but I really liked the wavy hair that she had. And when I found out that it was Crochet, I'm like, wow. So I watched her videos, got some of the hair, and I can French braid. You know, I'm not the best, but I was able to French braid my hair and do the crochet. And I just remember the first time I did it, I was like, okay, this is cute, you know. You know, with my hair being short, it was super easy to, I wouldn't say it was easy to braid, but like, you know, I had a nice flat base. And that's why I think crochet worked so well for me for a little bit, you know, with the styles. And then of course, as time went on, I experimented with different type of hair. That wavy texture was my favorite. And it was just nice to be able to have hair, you know what I mean? But it wasn't the best quality hair. I had tried a few styles where I could pull it up and maybe wear a headband and things like that. So that was fine. But after a while, I was like, I want a little more versatility. But I knew that the protective styling was gonna be my go-to still, because as my hair was growing out, there was no shape to it, you know. I had cut it myself, and it was just, as it was growing out, you know, it didn't have that cute taper in the back, and I wanted to like shave it to make it look better, but my goal was length retention, and I wanted to see my hair grow back fuller and just healthier than it's ever been. So that's why I just kept it in protective styling, because when I looked at it, I didn't like the way that I looked through that transition period, that awkward length stage. Now, when I tell y'all, this was a big step for me, because I could probably count on one hand how many times I had gotten weave throughout my lifetime up until this point, like extensions and things like that. That just wasn't me. So this was like a huge change, and I was just ready to try it, and it was just fun, you know. So keep that in mind. There's so much that you can try with the versatility of our hair. I was more so excited that I could do these styles on my own, you know. Just by looking at YouTube, I was able to figure out the best way to braid my hair and crochet it to where it'll lay flat, you know, or look more natural, a natural hairline. There was a few styles that I had tried that didn't quite work out. Wow. But overall, the experience was great. But as I continued to grow my hair out and try different things, I fell in love with the twists. And for me, that was, I just liked the way that it looked, whether I was wearing it with my natural hair or with some extensions. With my natural hair, it was just, I liked being able to see it in its natural state. It was full. I was able to like run my hands through my hair, and that was something that I was missing with the coils and stuff. It's like, don't touch it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be playing in your hair like that. So I just did what I could. What I was able to do, that's what I did. The first set I put in, I think it was probably super loose, but it was fine, you know, and I liked it. I don't like my hair to be laid and perfect. So with the braids, by them not looking so perfect as if a professional was doing it, I think I liked it even more. And of course, I eventually found out about braids, and I couldn't braid my hair with extensions. I have been trying to do that a number of times, but one time I don't remember if I looked at a video or I just, after looking at so many, I just kind of tried it on my own, and it actually stayed in. I was like, oh my gosh, I can do this, I think. So I remember I put in my first set of box braids by myself, and I was just like, wow. Now it took some time, but I was just like so happy that I could do this on my own. You know, you're like, well, why you ain't just get your hair done? You know what I'm saying? I don't like going to the salon. I really don't. And so for me to be able to do my own hair, it was like therapeutic for me. I actually enjoyed doing it. On top of the fact that, of course, I was saving money by doing it. So, and I was getting pretty good results, you know what I'm saying? So I just kept doing it like that. And I did that for a long time. It wasn't until I got pregnant with my second child that I had stopped, you know, because I was tired. I didn't feel like doing my hair. And so I had my cousin, and she braids. So I remember having her braid my hair for the first time, and I was like, why I ain't do this before? Like, she braided my hair like 4 hours, and before it would take me like 12. I'm like, ooh, this is what's up. At this point, my hair had been growing. Like, I remember I went from pulling my hair like here down to my forehead, my nose. I remember when it got to my nose, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then like when I got to my chin, I'm like, wow, babe, look at my hair. And then most recently, before I got my hair trimmed, it was like really like coming down, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, because I hadn't put any heat in my hair or anything like that. So I could tell that it had grown, and I'm just like, I want to get it straightened to really see how long. But I was like, I knew it had been a minute since I had got a trim, so I was like, Lord, I don't want them to have to cut all my hard work off, you know. It was just like a, y'all know what it's like when you be like, oh, I don't want them to cut it, you know. I'm seeing some length. So anyway, I ended up getting it wash condition, and then I got a trim, and it got it straightened, and I really like it. And this is actually going on what week? This is over 3 weeks, and I haven't added any extra heat to my hair. Granted, I haven't worked out a whole lot, but, and you know, the weather is perfect. I'm in Michigan, so the weather is actually perfect for the silk press. I just been wrapping my hair, and you can see that, I don't know if you can see, but you can see that it still has some life to it, and it's still really pretty. I've been just pulling it up. If I haven't wrapped it, I might just pin it up like this in a butterfly clip, and that's that. So I've really been enjoying it. I'm gonna try to get as much wear as I can out of it, because I don't think I'm gonna go back. I'm not gonna straighten it right away again. I'm gonna just go ahead and put it back in protective styling, because I want to continue to see some length with it. So how did I grow my hair? Aside from time, right? Over time, your hair is going to grow. You just have to be patient with it, because I'm telling you, this has been what, over 2 years. I cut it May of 2020, and we're in November of 2022. So this is just over 2 years of growth, and I've gotten my hair trimmed twice since I have cut my hair. Washing and conditioning it regularly. So when I first cut my hair, I was doing that on point like every week, and this is a time commitment, and that was one of the reasons too why I went to protective styling, because I think I mentioned I had started working again, and that just, I didn't have the time, and I didn't want to make the time to do my hair on my one day off, be doing my hair all day. But doing that consistently, and I was doing protein treatment every 4 to 6 weeks, or 6 to 8, whatever the whatever these people recommended. And when I say these people, YouTube. I was taking my time detangling my hair in sections. There was no like just combing it through. Like you have to know your hair type and your texture, and my texture is in no way where you can just comb it through unless you want to be hearing that pop 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 and like going like this. You want to make sure you take your time and do small sections, and that was definitely a help. And then also using the right products, minimal heat. So I wasn't using heat on my hair at all for the first few months, because again, I was wearing the coils. But then as I started protective styling, I tried to air dry, but my hair just wasn't manageable like that, and I think I might have been doing more harm than good trying to braid and comb through wet hair and even air dry hair. Because for me, when I let my hair air dry, it was fine. Like I would detangle it, but then when I would go and style it, it still was like super hard to part. So I decided to blow dry it. Now I did it on not the cool, but medium heat. I had it all the way up, and I took my time in sections, and I didn't get it super straight. And I would do that not every time I would do my hair, but then eventually it got to be pretty much every month. After I would take out a protective style and redo it, and then I'll blow dry it again. And each time I would try to really be mindful and cautious of how hot it was, how long I kept it on there, and every time my hair will revert back. So you just have to know your hair, because what I've been seeing with people who have really long hair, they're saying your hair actually retains length and is better in a stretched state. So keeping it in a stretched state as opposed to constantly curly and kinky could actually be a benefit. And for me, it worked fine. You know, I didn't have any issues. This is the first time that I had my hair completely straightened and blow dried. So we'll see how it goes when I go to wash my hair again. After washing my hair, the back had a looser curl and even had some straight strands. But other than that, the rest of the hair still curled up on the ends. I told y'all I don't really like my hair curly, so I'm not so concerned about it just being exactly the same. But I do want to retain my curl pattern, because I want to be able to wear my twist and like curl the ends, you know. So I'm hoping that I'll still be able to do that with my hair. And lastly, just the products. My staple products, what I was really liking, let's see here. Soul Tentacles, not sauce. My Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor shampoo or cleanser. As I Am Moisture Rich Conditioner. Kinky Curly Curling Custard. And then the Mael Organics, the Bamboo Soothe. I can't remember the full name of it. I might have some upstairs. But those are my go-to products. What's her name? Afope. I can't think of her last name, but she was another one that I had found that actually helped me with finding the right products. And I want to say, did Chanel tell me about her? But she's the one that had me looking at ingredients to find what was going to help retain my moisture. That's why I was using Soultanicals Knot Sauce and the Kinky Curly Curling Custard. Though that was like the magic duo for my coils. Like, it stayed looking moisturized, shiny. I didn't have to do a whole lot to it. I would re-wet it every morning, and then just, if I had to, put some product in it, but it would last me pretty much the whole week. Just working that week after week after week, it works for me, you know. So I would say, if you find something that works for you, stick to it. A lot of times we want to jump from one thing to the next because we see something else that might look good. But if you find something that works, it's no need to keep searching. Use that, and when it starts to maybe change up a little bit, then you can tweak it. And that's something that I did, because once, of course, I got out of the coiling, that curling custard, it didn't really work for every style anymore. That was specifically what I was using for my coils. Now that Soultanicals Knot Sauce is like a leave-in conditioner. I'm using that on my straight hair. Now I'm using it in very small portions, but that's my go-to leave-in for sure. It was just keeping a positive outlook. I knew that with my hair being short, obviously I was gonna look different. I knew that I had my hair short before, so I knew that I would look okay with it. But I knew that I wouldn't be able to put it in a ponytail, you know. And to me, that was like the biggest drawback, because I'm just a bun type of girl. While my hair was short, it was perfect for those crochet styles. But as it got longer, and I had tried a few times to braid my hair down, and it was just so thick, and just like, it took so much time to try to get it laying down, and it still wouldn't be right. So the hair wouldn't quite lay right, and that was probably because I'm doing it on my own. But I knew I didn't want to like go get it done, so I'm like, okay, I have to adjust now. This isn't the ideal style for me anymore. So now what am I going to do? We save money, didn't save time. I want to emphasize that we did not save any time from me going natural and doing my own hair. Like, it's very time consuming, but with the protective styling, it kind of paid off, because I would go at least 4 weeks without having to do anything to my hair. And not only that, but even while it was in, I didn't have to do anything, because you know, when you have a sew-in, or even with like loose hair, you have some maintenance. Like with this, I haven't been doing anything with it, but I have to wrap it up every night. I have to actually like comb it and stuff like that. So when I have braids, I don't have to do any of that. I really like it straight. I've always liked the way that I look with straight hair, but I don't think I'm going to keep it like this, because like I said, I'm really interested in retaining some more length, and I think the best way to do that is to have it in protective styling for me right now. Also, you know, you lose hairs every day, so when I'm combing it, sometimes I'll notice some pieces that have shed, and I don't like seeing all that hair. Like, I might have some on my shirt now. And then also with a newborn, having her here on my shoulder, I'm always like, you know, moving my hair. So that's just something that I keep in mind, because I don't want my hair all in her face. So a lot of times that's when I had started putting it in like a little butterfly clip, which is cool. But that's why I think I want to go ahead and put it away. And even I'm thinking with the next protective style, like, how long do I want it because of her, you know? So it's just the things that we do for our little ones. Another reason why I'm not going to keep it straight is eventually I am going to start another workout routine, a more consistent workout routine. And I just remember that trying to keep it straight and sweating, that's just going to be a headache. So I already recognize that the protective styling is ideal for that. Y'all, I remember when I was washing some dishes right after I got my hair done, and it was like the steam was coming up, the water was high, you know, the steam. And out the corner of my eye, I saw, like, see how I'm getting, like, a little bit of frizz right here? In the corner of my eye, I started seeing this. And I was like, oh, no, these dishes gonna Get that go out the way. Like, I'm gonna have to wrap my hair up. It's like, it be that serious. Like, I'm glad that it wants to revert. You know, I wanted to be able to do that and bounce back, but you can't be out here getting caught in the rain with this hair. You can't be sweating. You can't be doing like too much with the housework, vacuuming and then sweating behind here. No, it's like right here. I feel it. It's like it's going back. So I can't do that, especially because I don't want to keep having to straighten my hair and put more and more heat on it. So that's why I'm just enjoying it now. The tips that I have for you guys, if you are thinking about cutting your hair or just trying something different, because I had a lot of people say like, I cannot believe that you're doing that. I wish that I was as brave as you. Oh, I just don't have the head for that. Or, you know, it was just a lot of different, like they wanted to do it but didn't know if they could commit to it. So if that's you and you're on the fence, I just encourage you, especially if you're not happy with the way that your hair is now and you haven't been, go ahead and try something new. Now, obviously, do your research and have a plan of how you're going to maintain it, but go ahead and try it. One thing that I wish that I would have tried and I've always wanted to do was like a little undercut or like half shaven, and I could have easily done it but right before our big chop. That would have been the perfect time, right? I think I'm past that point now. Just like I said, with my goals, it doesn't really line up. So if you guys are thinking about doing something, you want to do it, go ahead and do it. Like, I'm a perfect example of like taking care of your hair. Your hair can grow, you know what I'm saying? So if you have a routine and you're committed to really taking the time to nurture your hair and find out what works best for it, it's probably gonna grow. So don't be afraid to try something new. If you're like, well, I like my hair so I ain't trying to cut it, you know, get a sew-in or do some crochet or something. You know, you can braid your hair down and then have a shorter style, because I'm thinking that's what I might do this next time. There's so much hair out here that just blends so well. Now they have all these wigs that you can try that look super natural, even if it's just for a time. Now, I just can't get with the glue, y'all. I've asked so many people like, so what is that like? For me, I don't think that's for me, especially because I'm liking my edges and I don't want them to be compromised with them edges. The biggest thing that I could say is to enjoy the journey. Whatever journey that you're in with your hair, enjoy it, you know, each and every day. Because look, it was like just over 2 years when I cut it. I remember standing in that bathroom like, oh my gosh, I'm for real about to do this. But I was just so ready. And then here it is, I'm standing in the bathroom and I'm like looking at just how long it's grown just in the couple years. You know what I'm saying? So you can look back and be at a totally different place. My hair is healthier now, it's fuller, it's flourishing. You could be in such a better spot if you're willing to just take that step out and do something different now, today. So I hope that encourages you guys, gives you that little push if you've been waiting for it. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys ever tried a different hairstyle? How did it work out? Because, you know, it don't always work out. Sometimes you be like, ugh. I will talk to y'all later.